So today is the Month of Love, or the Day of Love, I should say, and I thought it'd be kind of fun to do, just talk about 10 favorite ships of mine. I do have it written down, and yes, now let's go over some rules real fast. 1, I'm only picking one ship per show, and I'm going by cartoons. I should have mentioned that, but yeah, favorite ships in cartoons, 10 favorite ships, and this is not top 10 favorite ships. This is just 10 favorites, and next year or maybe later down the year, I will do like 10 more favorite cartoon ships, or do anime. Who knows? It's my fucking channel. I can do what the fuck I want. Now, like I said, rule 1: I'm only picking one ship per show, so so it wouldn't be flooded with everything else. Also, some of these ships are canon. Some of them are kind of my thing. So keep that in mind. And I will explain why I like these ships, whether it be from, fan fiction or my own thoughts or whatever. So there's that. Also, if you think something... Again, this isn't a ranking list. This is just in general. So if you think a ship shouldn't be on here at all, that's totally fine. No problem against you. I'm always curious to see what you guys have to say about it, or what are your 10 favorite ships in cartoons. So yeah, I just thought I'd go over the rules real fast on that. Anyway, let's get started. And like I said, some of these are my personal creations, so it's a little biasy here. Anyway, starting at the let's start at the beginning with Aang x Katara, or Katang. If we're going to start with a canon ship before we go crazy here. I always like Katara and Aang more than Zuko and Katara, because I was like, Zuko just kind of sucks. I liked him, we all like Zuko, but like growing up, I was like, it's very clear Aang is supposed to go with Katara. We saw that from the get-go. So to see those two get together was kind of inevitable, and I like their relationship even when they were friends. We see it grow throughout the show. It's just adorable. And also we see like how Aang and Katara help each other. We see how they, grow as characters. They do a lot for each other. So I really enjoy them. If you like Zatara, that's totally fine. I just am more of a Maiko fan. I'm just saying. Anyway, so there you go. Now we're getting a little crazy. Yumi x Odd from Code Lyoko. Oh boy, I can already hear everyone hear the record scratch in their brain. Yes. So it was going to be, if I really wanted to piss people off, I would have said Ulrich x Sissy, because I also enjoy that one. Now, why do I enjoy Ulrich and Sissy together, and Yumi and Odd together? Let's be honest, Ulrich and Yumi are completely toxic for each other. Like, they are just simply... Like, even if you watch this show, I'm like, so these two... Even as a kid growing up, I'm like, so these are the two people that are supposed to get together? I don't get it. Like, in what way are we supposed to root for these two being, like, a legit ship? Like, how are we supposed to, like, buy... that these two are legit meant for each other? I don't understand that in the least. So the reason why I like, and I'll talk a bit about Ulrich and Sissy too, is that why I like Yumi and Odd together is because they're very polar opposites. Yumi's very, dark and broody. Odd is just the, Labrador Retriever personality that he is. And the two really play off of each other a lot. Like, they really have these two personalities. It's almost like a Beast Boy and Raven kind of thing. And we do see that Odd does respect Yumi more than most. Like, the dude's kind of a nymphomaniac, let's be real. So but he does have a lot of respect for Yumi as a person, and I think Yumi respects and regards that as well, even though they do try to, like, tear at each other sometimes. And by and large, Ulrich and Sissy, yes, Ulrich and Sissy aren't great either. Like, they don't have great personalities, but it's very clear Sissy, like, Ulrich brings out the best in Sissy, and by and large, Sissy has done more for Ulrich than Yumi ever had. I know that sounds crazy, but if you go back and watch the show, like, Sissy did a lot for Ulrich that we give her credit for. I find that just absolutely insane. I'm like, yeah, those two should get together. Anyway. And Odd, again, like, Odd and Yumi really make a great couple in their own right, in that those two, again, they respect each other. They have these great two personalities that are, like, Odd's the only person who's made Yumi laugh outside of, like, her the other friends, but it's usually Odd. And the two of them, I think, would be just kind of like a Beast Boy Raven relationship almost. Anyway, moving on now to a kind of canon one, Ed x Marie. Before I even knew what shipping was, this was kind of my original ship. Ed and Marie from Ed, Edd n Eddy. Oh boy. So Ed and Marie, those two together, it's, again, polar opposite, this kind of opposite attracts kind of thing. And they do, it's kind of mentioned that, yeah, they got together at the end of the show in the episode where they all got old. So the idea of it is that, yeah, if you picked Marie, you also were in a world of hurt emotionally in real life. Don't lie. Anyway, but Ed was just this good noodle, and here comes Marie, willing to, like, just be this crash down of real life. If they actually got together, it would actually be a lot of a fun to see, like, Double D have, like, all of his inhibitions kind of, like, melt away and be actually, like, allowed to have fun. And I think it would be kind of cute to see Marie, like, ask about crazy shit, and Double D, like explaining science to her, like, just having, like, this word vomit moment, and Marie's just like, I'm not paying attention, but he's so cute. Like, she would just let him drone on and on and on. Like, there'd be, like, one moment I really would love to, like, I think would be fun, is this moment where, like, Double D is talking about, like, all of his musical interests, and he's going on about, like, I love Mozart and Paganini and all that, but I sometimes like to listen to Salieri just to be a rebel. And Marie's just sitting there like, yep, so rebellious. So, I think that, like, it's just a fun couple, and, by and large, like, I like the Eds with the cankers. Is it kind of no bueno touching? Yes. But at the same time, like, I can't explain it. Like, I just, like, can't. They're just fun. They're just good for each. Like, the Eds and the cankers are just, like, it's just good to see them together. Like, Ed and May pair off so well. If Ed could just not go girls for 5 minutes, and let's be real, Lee and Eddie would just be, in high school, fucking, arguing, breaking up, and the cycle goes back to continues for all eternity. Anyway, so there you go. Anyway, let's move on now to Randy Cunningham. Yes, I did have the list written down, like I said. Let's talk about Ed and Marie. I just talked about it. Shit, I got a headache. Randy Cunningham and Teresa Fowler from Randy Cunningham, 9th Grade Ninja. These two are very much like a Peter Parker and Mary Jane relationship, and it makes me wish so bad that we got Season 3. It really does make me wish we got Season 3 even more, because those two would have totally gotten together. Marie is... I keep trying to say Marie. Teresa's this very mousy, but also, like, she's more than willing to punch a bitch in the face over baton twirling, and Randy does have this, like, charm. Randy has this charm to him, and, like, clearly has the hots for her. Although I will say, in a close second, Randy and Heidi are kind of the close second, but Teresa kind of beats it out a little more. It is more of a canon ship, and they're also very cute together. Anyway, so there you go. Now this one I'm gonna have to fight for my life on. This is the one where I'm gonna have to fight for my life on this one. Arnold and Rhonda from Hey Arnold. Hold on. Wait, let me explain. No, wait, you don't understand. I've been such a good boy. I've been a very good boy. You don't have to do this. No. Just don't touch the keyboard. Let me explain. I absolutely adore Arnold and Helga. Absolutely love it. But sometimes I like to go against the grain when it comes to ships. And the other reason is a series of fanfictions, which I think you can still find on fanfiction.net, that pairs Rhonda with Arnold. And it's actually handled really well. I really like the pairing, because I was like, it's on a lark, and I really do like... And don't get me wrong, Arnold and Helga together is great. I mean, yet you'll have to ignore the worshipping Helga does and the physical abuse, but, there's that. And this makes it a little more palatable if this isn't a relationship, because it's actually, like, treated a little more, shall we say, healthier. So there's that. I also, again, it's one of those. It's a pairing where you like to see the personalities. Where Rhonda comes from this high and mighty society, and Arnold has just been, living off of, being poor and being okay with that. And I really do appreciate that kind of personality. I do appreciate these two, like how if they were actually a couple, how they would kind of view the world on a whole. Like, I really do like that idea that these two vastly different personalities, while they would not only be friendly, but also see the world in different lights. So I like that. I like the idea of Rhonda, like, through Arnold, seeing this, world that she was never really privy to because of where she was in society. So that's why I kind of like it. But don't get me wrong, I love Arnold and Helga. This is just, like, I like it because it gives a new kind of insight on stuff. Anyway, let's get to canon ships real fast before someone throws their pitchfork at me. Steven and Connie. Steven and Connie is amazing. It's one of the best things in Steven universe. I love how Connie and Steven play off of each other. Connie has been a rock for Steven, and by and large, Steven has helped Connie come out of her shell, going from this mousy little girl to a warrior and a commander in some cases. Connie is more than capable of holding her own now. She wouldn't have got her training from Pearl. She wouldn't have been able to do any of this without Steven. And by and large, Steven probably wouldn't have, been able to come back from being a monster had he not, had Connie not snapped. Everyone was like, hey, this isn't fucking about you. This is about Steven. It is a fucking Godzilla-sized mental breakdown. How about we cut the shit and get going? So I love that. They are clearly meant for each other. Connie and Steven, are just the best. Like, they are just straight up the best for each other. Anyway, so let's talk about another canon ship, Amity and Luz. Yeah, Luz and Amity. What could I say? It's the cutest goddamn thing you will ever see. It's one of the most wholesome relationships. And yes, it is kind of enemies to lover, but I don't see that. Like, I don't see it, because Amity only was like an enemy for like an episode and a half. That was it. Like, Amity was and even then I do say it a half very loosely. So really, yeah, an episode and a half where she was the enemy and the bully. So it wasn't really enemies to lovers. It was just kind of like this poor girl who's been mentally abused all of her life and forced to live in this high society where there's eugenics and whatnot, meets this, problem child of a gremlin who is nothing short of, oodles of fun, and she just turns into a giant gay mess. What's not to love about that? But no, their relationship is nothing short of wholesome. It's beautiful, and I'm glad they got multiple kisses, because every time they kissed on screen, I have this sneaking suspicion that was Darren Nefsey just going like, out of just slow, using the animation budget that was given to her by Disney to do girl-on-girl kissing. It's just Darren Nefsey slowly giving the finger to Disney every single time. Anyway, so there you go. Moving on to here's one that an enemies to lover that is completely crack shipping, and I can't justify. There's no way I can justify this. Starling and Repton from Stormhawks. Look, I can't justify this, so this is a personal one. Yes, this is one. It's a good thing I talked about enemies to lovers a moment ago, because here I'm gonna have a little difficulty talking about this, because yeah, Repton murdered her entire squadron, and I'm having them ship together. Why? I don't know. I think I just like their and I'm never a fan of enemies to lover pairing, because but this one's, it's not like with Amity and Luz where it's like she was a bully at best for like an episode and a half. Here, Repton did a real horrendous thing, and he's a war criminal. But I can kind of see like maybe Repton views her as like this, potential mate and queen and all of that. This one's just for fun, if I'm being honest. It's my personal bias. Anyway, so moving on. Let's see if I piss more people off. with number 2. Danny Phantom and Valerie Gray. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Ooh, I am about to make some people mad. I don't like Sam Manson. I hate her. Like, there's great videos deconstructing that character, but Sam just sucks. She just sucks. Valerie, yeah, you could make the argument, but Valerie tried to kill Danny. Yeah, because she had a personal and justifiable bias towards ghosts. And you see her grow as a character throughout. She even, before she knew, even when she didn't know Danny and Danny Phantom were the same person, she actually grew to actually like being around Danny and wanting to date him, going steady. I really like that idea. I really enjoyed them as a couple. And again, I have to stress this rumor, and I can't confirm it, so you can't really say anything. I can't confirm this rumor, but I would, knowing Butch Hartman's kind of awful behavior, I would believe it. He didn't like the creative team wanted Danny and Valerie to get together, be a couple. But Butch Hartman hated the idea of an interracial relationship. He despised the idea of, an interracial relationship of any kind. So, I can't confirm that. I can't, I can't say anything on that. I don't think it's true. But I will say, given the track record of the terrible shit Butch Hartman has said and who he's, endorsed, as well as the corporations he's endorsed and the groups, I would believe it. I would believe it if it was true. Anyway, and finally, you clicked on the goddamn icon. You saw this one, Dipper and Wendy. I like this one. If you like Dippica, that's totally fine. I personally like Mabel and Pacifica together because, again, Mabel and Pacifica had more chemistry than Dipper and Pacifica did, and it Dipper and Pacifica just doesn't gel with me. It doesn't work for me on several levels. One of them being it was one episode, whereas Dipper and Wendy have this fun. They have this fun chemistry between the two of them. There's clear chemistry several times over in many episodes, and yeah, it kind of the show leaves it open ended. Alex Hirsch was almost like, you can just ship whoever, I don't fucking care. And again, Mabel and Pacifica works way better in my opinion, but that's just me. That's just my personal opinion. But yeah, and I know the big thing is but Wendy and Dipper are 3 years apart. Now, if Dipper was still 12 and Wendy was 18, 19, I'd be no bueno. Then Dipper and Pacifica, I'd be more palatable. But it's only 3 years. And fun fact, my girlfriend is 3 years older than me. So I'm just kind of saying, 3 years is not, it's going to sound so bad. 3 years is not too much of an age jump. It's not too big of an age jump. Now, if it was Frankie and Mac from Foster's Home of Imaginary Friends, where there's a vast age difference, then I'd be like, hi, I'm Chris Hansen. Would you like to take a seat? Here it's more I could see it. Is it just if I guarantee you, no one would bat an eye if Dipper was taller. I promise you that. If Dipper was just a wee bit taller, I'm not saying as tall as Wendy, but just a wee bit taller, no one would bat an eye. No one would question it, I think. Anyway, so yeah, there you go. Those are 10 of my favorite ships in cartoons. I can already feel a lot of people's respect for me going out the window. But let's be civil, guys. Let's just be civil. This is all in the name of fun. We're, that's what we're here for. We're here to have fun. And as always, you guys tell me in the comments below, what are 10 of your favorite ships from different cartoons? Like I said, let's all be civil. Let's not start a fucking shipping war, and let's be respectful of everyone's ship in their own right. I just wanted to do something for Valentine's Day, so I just thought I'd just throw this together. But yeah, so you guys tell me in the comments below, what are 10 of your favorite ships from different cartoons? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the multiverse.